what's going on with you, but that's cool. And you ain't even gotta tell me, baby. Hey. See, all I know is when you get home, I'll bring that gravitational pull your way. Hey. I don't know what's going on with you, but that's cool. And you ain't even gotta tell me, baby. Hey. See, all I know is when you get home, I'll bring that gravitational pull your way. Hey. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Do it, bring it back. Bring it back to the top. Take it down.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Keith, aka GQ Smooth. It's the year 2020, and this documentary is called "This is the Generation I Live In," Part 2. Still no changes, still the same. And I'm here to talk about a variety of things, starting with relationships. Relationships in this generation is beyond fucked up, and the reason I say that is because people want to cheat. People don't believe in relationships, love anymore. People don't believe in holding hands anymore. People don't believe in candlelight dinners, just walking in the park. People just don't believe in being faithful anymore when it comes to relationships. And this generation we live in today, I tell you, it's just people just believe in just getting in where they fit in, basically. That's what people believe in today. People don't believe in the concepts of relationships. People don't believe in sticking together when it comes to relationships. People just don't believe in romance anymore. You know, they don't. They don't at all. I've gotten so many stories about, from guys and women on how a guy would cheat on her, or either a woman would cheat on him, and it'll be for no apparent reason at all, just for the hell of it. And it's a shame that we can't go back to that old school romance where you can pull out a chair for a woman, or she can be there for her man. People just don't believe in romance or relationships anymore. They don't. They don't. They don't at all. I mean, people believe in, when it comes to relationships, smoke weed together, drink together, in order to have a good time, or go to parties or clubs, or, like what happened to the candlelight dinners, or let's just go to the park, sit at the park, have a nice little picnic or whatever, things in that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like the old school romance that we used to have, back in the day. This day and age, man, I tell you, it's beyond fucked up, if you ask me. It's beyond fucked up, and I wish that we can go back to that. When it comes to love and romance and relationships, and being faithful in a relationship. People just don't believe in it anymore. I've gotten a story from this guy I know. He told me this story about how he came home one day from work, and he was hearing some moaning and groaning in his room, and he went to go get his bat. And he opens the door, and he sees his lady, his woman, with another man. Yeah. While he's out there working hard, taking care of the bills, putting food on the table, and he comes home and sees his old lady with another man. And I've gotten a story from a woman as well. Same scenario, but she actually the other woman called his phone while he was in the shower, and she just so happens to look at the caller ID, and it says another woman's name. It was another woman's name on his phone. Yep. And it was a movie where I think Regina King. It was a movie. It was a movie. I think it was a Christmas movie where she was in it. Where it was. She found out that her man was cheating on her, so she put baby oil all over the bathroom floor. You know, talking sweet to him and just waiting for him to get out the tub. And he slipped and fell, and she whooped his ass with a belt. That's what she did to her man. She did the same thing to her man. The same thing. She told me the same story. It was similar to what happened in that Christmas story. But she did the same thing to him. And she packed up her shit and left. The moral of this story is that this is the generation we live in when it comes to relationships. People don't believe in it anymore. They don't. People say little sweet words to him, you know. He'll say some sweet words to her, or she'll say some sweet words to him, and then they end up in a relationship and all of this. And I mean, you know, and that goes the same with being married. It really doesn't matter to certain people because, you know, just because two names are on a sheet of paper don't mean that that person's going to be faithful. It's just a paper. It all depends on you, the person. If you want to be faithful to that person or be married to that person, to be faithful to that person. Just because two names are on a sheet of paper don't mean shit. People still gonna do what they want to do. And people still do what they want to do in this life, in this generation we live in. I'm telling the truth, man. I mean, people done told me stories about relationships. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean a damn thing. People gonna do what they want to do in relationships and all of that. Trust me. Trust me. That don't mean a damn thing. And then people and I can't stand, you know, and I've gotten stories where like he was telling me she just wants to be with me because I got a job or I got a car or it's all about materialistic things or he got the muscles and wow, I like your tattoos and all that. Okay, well, what do you like about me? What do you like about me, the person? It's not about my car. It's not about my job. It's not about everything else. And I can't stand a woman like that. They just want to go for a guy because of his because of what he has, and not because of who he is as a person. It's all about materialism. It's all about materialistic things when it comes to what people want out of a person. And I can't stand a person like that. I gotten stories about that too. You know, I can't stand a woman like that. I can't, you know. And guys are like that too when it comes to women. They just want a woman because she got a good job or she got money or something or the main thing is sex. You know what I mean? The main thing is sex, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to women, man, I'll tell you, they think they do no wrong when it comes to a man. Like they want to control them and shit, tell them what to do, you know. If they don't get their way, they want to pout, call the police, and lie on them and shit. All kind of shit, man. They use their sexuality to get a man too. That's why I can't stand either. They use their sexuality instead of their personality. You know, walking around shaking their ass or switching their ass around, or because they got big breasts, they want to expose their breast to try to get a man or whatever. They use their sex and sexuality to get a man. And these stupid ass niggas, they fall for it and end up getting cheated in the process because when the benefits stop, they're gone. You won't see them anymore. You know what I mean? So that's the generation we live in today when it comes to relationships. Now, another thing I want to talk about when it comes to this generation I live in is how black people don't get along anymore. They don't get along. They want to fight. They want to gossip. You know, when it comes to friends, when it comes to family, they want to smile in your face when you see them at certain reunions or just seeing family in general or just black people in general. But soon, the minute you turn your back, they want to talk about you behind your back. It could be because of what you have on or because of who you are as a person or because about you being real, or they just want to talk about you to make themselves feel good or just to get attention from other people around them. They want to get attention, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like that shit either. And black people are supposed to be sticking together. You know, I speak on shit like this because I'm real. I'm not going to hold anything back. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking on this because black people need to get along. And we don't. We don't get along anymore. You know? And it's sad. It's sad. And especially family. Family is supposed to stick together. We're supposed to be sticking together. We don't even know how to do that anymore. What happened to that? What happened to sticking together? Being there for one another. And not just sticking together, not just coming together because of family reunions. You know what I'm saying? I got family like that where the only time we get together is when we have a family reunion. But when it's not us having a family reunion, we don't hear from each other. We don't call one another. You know, times I didn't call a couple of my family members and I didn't give them my number or whatever. You know, call me sometime, call me. You got my number, call me. I don't get a call. I don't get a text. None of that at all. You know, but I do my part every now and then, check up on my family, some of them, the ones that I have their numbers. But it is just crazy how, as just black people in general, we don't know how to stick together. We don't even know how to say when we pass each other, out in the street, hey, how you doing? What a nice day we're having. Or, wow, you look nice. I like what you have on. You look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You look handsome. Or just speaking to one another. We don't even know how to do that anymore. This day and age is like, it is always, what the fuck you looking at, or, want to get a nasty attitude for speaking to that person, or you compliment a person on what they have on, it's always, what the hell you looking at, so what, or, you know what I'm saying? It's always attitude problems. There's always an attitude when you compliment somebody or speaking to someone. This day and age, when you speak to somebody, it's always a frown or an attitude, or they want to curse you out or whatever, just for speaking. And that's what I don't get. That's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And this generation we live in today is like that. That's the kind of response you get for speaking to a person. And even when a man is trying to approach a woman nicely, like a gentleman, hey, how you doing? I like what you have on. I like your hair. Wow, you look beautiful. You look nice. It's always, so fucking what? I can't talk right now. I got somewhere to go. It's not a thank you or I appreciate that. There's always a fucking attitude. There's always a nasty attitude, from a woman when a guy is speaking to a woman, or a woman may think that the guy is trying to get her number or whatever. That may be the fact. That may be the case because he might like what he sees, But my thing is, to guys out there, when it comes to approaching a woman, You don't supposed to approach a woman by yelling at her from across the street, hey, hey, what's up? Or talking about her breast or her ass or asking her does she smoke weed, you drink. I'm an improv for a minute because I love to improv, because I consider myself an actor. Hey, what's up, ma? What's going on? You drink, you smoke? For real though? Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I was wondering, can I have your number? You know what I'm saying? Give you a call sometime, you feel me? So we can get this party cracking, you know what I'm saying? For real. That's good. You smoke, drink. I smoke weed too. I drink that Hennessy, Tang, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All that fake gangster shit that men try to throw at women. And that may work for the younger women out there because they fall for stupid shit like that when it comes to guys like that that's going to approach them like that. Some of them, and then you got some older women that fall for that shit. A low percentage of them. But when it comes to a real man approaching a woman, when it comes to a real man approaching a lady, you're supposed to approach her like this. Something that I would do. And this has always been my approach. When I see a woman that catches my eye, I walk across the street, or if I'm at a store or wherever I'm at, I will approach her. Hey, how you doing? My name is Keith, and what is your name? My name is such and such. Okay, nice to meet you. I just want to let you know I was really looking at you from across the street, or I was actually captivated by your beauty, and I thought I'd come over here and talk to you for a minute. Hold a conversation with you for a minute. And my thing is to guys out there, to a real man that's supposed to be approaching a lady, you're supposed to hold a conversation. If you're trying to get a woman's number, hold a conversation with her first. Hold a conversation with her before you get her number. That way, you'll know how she'll know how serious you are about wanting to get her number. You don't supposed to run across the street, yelling at her from across the street, or yelling at her, talking all that slang and all that gangster shit, thinking that's going to impress her when it comes to a lady, because all that's going to do is turn her off, and she's going to walk away. When it comes to these young girls, yeah, they may fall for that. But when it comes to a lady, you're supposed to approach her. Hold a conversation with her first, and then get her number. That way she'll know how serious you are about wanting to get her number. That's always been my approach when I see a woman that catches my eye. And I'm not just looking at her beauty on the outside, I'm looking at her beauty on the inside. And most importantly, when it comes to a woman, I look at her personality and her heart more than her beauty and her body, So, so that's the generation we live in today when it comes to, these fake gangsters, these no good niggas trying to approach a woman, a lady, young girls. And then, when it comes to a gentleman, that's how you're supposed to approach a lady. So, such as myself. Now, when it comes to these parents, it's crazy because you got some of these parents out here teaching their daughters how to dress negative and how to dress, hoochie-fied, short shorts, short dresses, all that stuff. You know what I mean? How to be young divas and all that, and how to get a guy for what he has instead of who he is as a person. And what I'm saying, you got a lot of women like that, a lot of parents like that that's teaching their kids how to be negative, how to disrespect men, and so forth. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you got a lot of parents like that. They're not teaching their kids respect, how to respect other folks when they're out and about or in public. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of parents like that, a lot of women like that. And you got fathers like that too, is teaching their kids their sons how to treat their daughter, no, treat women with disrespect. And then my thing is, it's all about how you raise them too. I mean, you got, if you cursing in front of them, they're going to pick up on that and they're going to do the same thing. And then if they're seeing a lot of violence in the household, or they're seeing violence around them when it comes to the parents or whatever, they're going to pick up on that, and they're going to pick up on stuff like that, and they're going to start doing it, cursing and thinking it's funny or it's cute to hit people or create violence. And there's nothing great about violence. There's nothing good about cursing, especially as a kid. You know what I mean? So I done seen some things, when I was a kid, where I done seen where my father, he smacked my mom in the face. Well, he hit her in the nose, and I was there when he did that, and her nose bled. You know what I mean? And I seen that, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something. You know what I mean? So bad, because I don't think no man's supposed to put his hands on a woman. I don't give a fuck who it is, father, brother, boyfriend, whatever. No nigga is supposed to put his hands on a woman, and I'll never forget that. I think I was I don't know, like 5. I was a kid. I was real young, so I seen that. You know what I'm saying? The point of this story is that no man should put his hands on a woman. You know what I'm saying? I seen that then, and I see it now. When it comes to movies, when it comes to real life, when it comes to me being in the public, I mean, out there, I done seen stuff like that, and it's still going on to this day. You know what I mean? And that was a generation then. That's the generation now. But you was rarely seeing anything like that. Back in the day. I mean, it was happening, but it's happening more now. You know what I mean? And then, and my thing is, it should never happen. You should resort your problems in a different manner than violence. You know what I mean? I had a situation one time where my baby's mother, she tried to put her hands on me. Actually, she tried to, and I restrained her. I didn't put my hands on her, but I restrained her. I was restraining her from putting her hands on me. You know what I mean? And it's wrong. It's wrong for any person to put their hands on any person. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's wrong. It should never happen. So the moral of this story is, if you have a problem with somebody, sort it out by talking, not violence. When it comes to violence, that's the generation we live in today. When it comes to violence, you know what I'm saying? I just wish that all black people would get along and stop fighting, stop arguing, stop gossiping, stop being jealous of one another. You know what I mean? Because that person is doing something, and you wish you can do it, but you're not putting any efforts into doing it. You want something to be handed to you. You got to work for it. Like me, I've been directing, producing for a couple of years now, and I do it independently. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be known all over the world or like that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be known everywhere. Long as I got people that know me, that's all that matters. I'm not trying to get everybody's attention. I post certain things on social media, you know what I'm saying? I don't post everything, but I'm not trying to get a large crowd of people to notice me or feel like I need a lot of friends to make myself feel important or whatever. And then you see a lot of shit like that on social media where you got a lot of people thinking that they need a lot of friends to make themselves feel important or whatever. You know, there's nothing wrong with trying to get your brand out there. You know what I mean? And you know, proud of your brand and trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get your brand out there. And you want your brand out there. You know what I want people to see your brand. But don't try to use your brand as to get attention from other people on social media and trying to impress other folks with your brand and just and, you know, and so forth. I mean, I see a lot of that shit. People trying to impress other people and trying to get attention. I see a lot of it on social media. People trying to get attention. Attention. You know what I mean? I see a lot of that. That's the generation we live in today. People trying to get attention, basically, and think they need a lot of friends to make themselves feel important. Nah, not me. My motto is keep a small circle. Always keep your circle small. You know, the faker you are, the bigger your circle is, the faker you are. The smaller your circle is, the realer you are. You know, people think they need a bigger circle to make themselves feel important or to make it feel like, oh yeah, I got a lot of friends, blah blah blah, this and that. Nah. You know, as long as my mother thinks I'm important, as long as, you know what I'm saying, my children think I'm important, as long as God knows that I'm important, that's all that matters. As long as the people that I know knows that I'm important, that's all that matters. You know, my best friend, just people that I know. As long as they know that I'm important, that's all that matters. I don't need the whole world. I don't need everybody. I don't need a lot of a big circle of people to make me feel important. I don't need that. I don't need that. You know what I mean? And most importantly, God. You know, if it wasn't for this roof over my head, if it wasn't for those documentary film posters on my wall, for that big screen TV right there, for this beautiful sky that I'm looking at, for these clothes right here I got on, you know, this hat, these glasses, just me in general. If it wasn't for God, none of this would exist. If it wasn't for Him, none of this shit would exist at all. Period. None of this. None of this. My mother, my father wouldn't exist. My children, my family. You know, none of this. None of this, nothing or nobody would exist if it wasn't for our Heavenly Father. You know? You know, every day I wake up in the morning, the first thing I say is, thank you, God, for another beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day. Amen. Because if it wasn't for Him, none of these days will be beautiful. I mean, I don't care if it's raining, snowy, sunny, whatever, foggy, whatever. It's still a beautiful day to me. And I think people fail to realize that, like, you know, people don't really pray. And you don't have to go to church to believe in God. You know, you can believe in God at your home, outside, at a restaurant. As long as you believe in God, that's all that matters. I mean, it's good to always go to church. But don't post anything on social media for the first time saying, thank you, Lord, and all this and all of that to try to get people's attention on Facebook or get your family's attention or friends' attention, you know. Constantly do it. You know what I mean? So just don't do it to get attention. I can't stand people like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes to this new rap music we got out now, I mean, it's terrible because there's no message to it. It's all about cars, women, sex, rims, gold teeth, jewelry, instead of the most important things of life, you know what I'm saying? And then you got these youngins out here that are attached to this type of music, and they trying to be like these rappers, these young rappers with the cars and all that, and trying to do what they do, dress the way they dress, and talk the way they talk, and end up in jail or dead because they're trying to do what they do. You know what I mean? And so forth. You know what I'm saying? So I love rap that has a message to it. You know, like just 80s rap, 90s rap, early 2000s. This type of rap today, I don't really stand for it. I don't listen to it because it's mumble rap. It's not real rap. It's not real rap music. You know what I mean? So I grew up on the era, 90s era, 80s era, where we listened to, you know what I'm saying? We listened to people like Slick Rick, Ice Cube, Tupac, Nas, you know what I'm saying? Those type of rappers. Um, Tribe Called Quest, um, De La Soul, um, rappers like that. You know what I mean? You know, all those rappers that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all the 80s and 90s rappers. Um, all the real music that had a message to it. You know what I mean? That had a real message to it. You know what I mean? That's what I listen to. R&B artists like SWV, The Whispers. Who else? Who else can I name? Mary J. Blige, Brownstone, Zayn, Groove, um, Prince. Yeah, those artists I listen to, all those 80s and 90s type music, man. I don't listen to today's rap, R&B for real, you know? I mean, you got some good R&B artists out here, you know what I mean? This day and age, but to a certain extent. To a certain extent, but yeah. That's the type of music I listen to. That's the type of music I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? Today and age, this generation we live in today, it ain't like that no more. You know what I mean? When it comes to this type of music today, you got over 2 billion views on this type of music that people listen to today. For what? I mean, there's nothing to it, man. I mean, it's there's no message to it. There's no message to it. There's not a message. You know, with the skinny jeans and the colored hair and all this shit, man. Like, come on, man. Be realistic. That's not real. You know, that's not the type the shit that you was seeing back in the day. Mm-mm. And people get applaud for that, you know, when it comes to, and then another thing when it comes to, you know, when it comes to, and I don't approve of a man hitting a woman at all, but when it comes to a woman doing it, they get applaud for it. They don't get in trouble for it. But as soon as a man defends himself or whatever, the woman want to call the police. As soon as she called the police, it's like, he did it. Look what he did, officer. He put his hands on me. Okay, nigga, put your hands behind your back. Time to go to jail. I didn't heard stories about that so many times. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't heard stories like that so many times. And it's always the man getting in trouble. But as soon as the man is defending himself, you know, it's always, and then the man try to explain himself, they don't want to believe it. They feel like, oh, she put her hands on you. She did this, huh? To you, huh? You supposed to be a man. I don't believe that. It's crazy. But that's the society we live in today. You know, this justice system and then this society was designed for men to be locked down, locked up, and so forth. When it comes to women, man, they don't do no wrong. They don't get in trouble for their wrongdoings or whatever. At all. Period. At all. You know, I'm looking for a woman, you know what I'm saying? I like a woman that is classy, down to earth, laid back, sophisticated, beautiful, not just on the outside, but inside. Somebody that has a great heart, believes in God. Somebody that's a great cook. You know what I mean? Somebody that loves to have fun. Somebody that's romantic, affectionate, all that stuff, man. you know, and somebody's not going to use their sexuality to get my attention. Use your personality, use your mind to stimulate minds. But if you're using your sexuality to get to me, I don't even want to talk to you, because if you're trying to get my sexuality, I mean, if you're trying to use your sexuality to get my attention, then you didn't do that to other men. So I'm not really impressed by that. So I don't even want to talk to you. So my point is, when it comes to this documentary, is that everything I done mentioned on this video, this is the generation we live in today. This is the generation we live in today. You know what I mean? This is what goes on today. Well, that's the generation we live in today. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to violence, when it comes to women, when it comes to men, when it comes to black people not getting along anymore. When it comes to music, when it comes to these movies, when it comes to these reality shows, people want to try to be like these reality show women and men and all that, and you know, and the reality shows today and age, this day and age, is all about drama. It's all about drama. You know, you see drama in reality shows, see drama on the streets, on the news. If you're seeing drama on the streets and the news, why would you want to create drama on reality shows? Like, I don't understand why people like those type of shows, because it's creating drama. It's all about fighting, drama. Somebody's sleeping with this person sleeping with this person. It's all about drama. There's no message when it comes to reality shows. I don't care for it. You know, I like my good movies. You know, Love Jones. I like Brown Sugar. I like Poetic Justice. I like my old school sitcoms like The Jeffersons, Good Times, Sanford and Son, The Andy Griffith Show. Those kind of shows I like. You know what I mean? Good movies, you know, Bad Boys. You know, I like How to Be a Player. You know, I like it because it's a comedy. I'm not liking it because it's based on someone trying to be a player. You know, I like it because it's real good black comedy. You know what I mean? I like it because it's comedy and it's funny. You know what I mean? I like a lot of old school movies, man. Back in the day, movies like, Sheba Baby. I like, what's the name of that movie? I'm Going to Get You, Sucker. I know y'all remember that movie. Came out in 1988 with Keenan Ivory Wayans. I love that movie, man. That was so funny. I like a lot of old school movies. Three's the Hard Way. Bruce Lee movies, man. I like all old school movies. And I like some new school movies too. But yeah, I like a lot of good movies that mean something, man. You know what I mean? Not these reality shows. And you got a show out called Dating Naked, where people are dating naked in public. Like, come on, dude. Like, no. No. My point is that the generation we live in today is so fucked up, and it's just crazy. It gets crazy, and yes, I'm a young man, you know what I mean. But I have an old soul. I'm ahead of my time. You know what I mean, and because of a person like that has those qualities. I call it qualities because it is a quality to me, because I don't abide by this new generation shit that goes on today when it comes to these shows, music, movies, whatever. Just the generation we live in today. I don't abide by it. I don't go for it. You know what I mean? And because of that, people out there are misunderstood. They're talked about. And I think that and I know a lot of people that understands where I'm coming from when it comes to the words that I speak, the way I see life in a different perspective, and so forth. I got a lot of people, I know a lot of people. Friends, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that understands where I'm coming from, have discussions on the shit that I see that goes on outside or in this generation in society, so, um, but yeah, I just wish that we can all go back and have barbecues, listen to good music, talk to one another when there's a problem, um, no violence, you know what I mean? Um, Because we all need to stick together, and we don't know what that means anymore. Popping bottles and cars and rims and all that, and the woman thinks that it's like if you don't have certain things, she don't want to talk to you. If you're not a certain person, or if you don't have certain clothing on, she don't want to talk to you. If you don't have these big rims on this nice car, if you don't have a job making a bunch of money. If you don't have the tattoos on your body, you don't have these big muscles or whatever, she don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a thug, she don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? If you don't fit a certain criteria, she don't want to talk to you. She don't want to have nothing to do with you. But you can have all those things. You can have a car. You can have the money, the muscles, the tattoos, all of that. But if you don't have what's up here, your mind. If you don't have what's up here, you see what I'm pointing at? The most important thing. Then all the other shit don't matter. Because all the other shit can disappear by a blink of an eye. That don't make you a person. When it comes to the car, that don't make you a person. When it comes to materialistic things, that don't make you a person. What makes you a person is what you have up here. Because how did you get that job? You got that job because of what's up here. Your mind, smarts. You know what I mean? So, and the reason is because they want to get the money. They want you to spend the money on them. They want to use you for the money. That's all it is. That's the generation we live in today. How a woman, even if she has a good man in her life, and she knows this, but I don't understand this. How could you go from being with a good man to being with a no good ass nigga that hits on you, that hits on you, beats on you, and call you all kind of nasty, filthy names? Like, I got a friend like that. I got a best friend like that where, everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? Everybody makes mistakes. But how can a woman go from being with a good man to a thug? How? You know what I mean? I got a friend like that where he was good to his woman. He was good to her. A lot of years. But she went from being with him, a good guy that I've known for a long time, to being with a thug. And not one thug, a couple of thugs, a couple of guys that called her all kind of names and, hit on her, all that shit. You know what I mean? And I told him like this, man, that's the generation we live in today, bro. Those when it comes to a woman, those are the type of niggas that they're gonna go for, to a certain extent. I'm gonna say like 97% of women go for niggas like that. They do. They go for men like that. I guess they want to feel safe and secured and all that. But what's gonna happen if you're going for a nigga like that, a man like that? Two things are going to happen when it comes to him. He's going to end up in jail or dead because of his lifestyle, because of his thug mentality. You know what I mean? I'm serious. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. But women don't want to see it until it's too late. Then they want to go back to the man that was treating them right all along. that was there for him all along, that was faithful to him all along. And by then it's too late, sweetheart, because that man didn't found somebody already. He didn't found the woman that he wants to be with, that treats him with respect, that won't cheat on him, that won't treat him like shit. You know what I mean? That's what goes on. That's what's going on in this world today. You know, when I look outside, I see the beautiful skies. When I'm looking down from the sky, you know, I see a lot of drama. I see a lot of evilness. I see a lot of anger. I see a lot of turmoil. I see people arguing in the street. You know, people getting hit by cars. People just don't care. People just don't care anymore, man. And it's sad that this generation that we live in today is so chaotic. It is so dramacidal. And like I said, I just wish we can all go back to the way it used to be. You know what I mean? Where we all got along, and good music, good friends, good family, the good atmosphere when it comes to, you know, this life. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's sad, and it's not right. It's not right at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not right, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this documentary. The last documentary I did called "This Generation I Live In." You know, I like all my documentaries I do because it's coming from here. It's coming from the heart, and you either like it or you don't. But I'm doing it from the heart. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking on how I feel when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And even when it comes to like women, and not all black women do dumb shit. Not all of them, but the majority of them do. You know, the majority of them do. They do dumb shit. They cheat. They do this, do that. You know, I didn't have my experiences, and I didn't heard stories from other people. So it's not just me on the way I feel when it comes to certain women. And you got white women that do dumb shit too, not just black women. You know what I'm saying? So just women in general. You know what I mean? But you got a lot of good women out there too that do what they're supposed to do. They're faithful. You know, they know how to cook. They know how to be faithful to their men. They're laid back, down to earth, romantic, affectionate, all that. But you only got a low percentage of women like that, man. Like the majority of women today, they do this dumb shit, man. They use their sexuality instead of their mind and personality to get a man. I didn't see women out there when I'm coming from taking care of business or wherever I'm at. They'll give me a look, you know what I mean, or they'll walk in front of me and they'll shake your ass or whatever to get my attention. And I don't. That doesn't please me. That doesn't get my attention. I don't care nothing about that because you're using your sexuality to try to get my attention. Now you can hold a conversation with me and talk to me about some things or whatever that's important and non-important, then you can stimulate my mind and get my attention. You know what I mean? So that's me. These men out here, they'll jump to the opportunity to have sex with just any old woman they don't know, just because it feels good. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be feelings involved when it comes to intimacy or whatever. So I believe in love more than in making love more than sex. I mean, you know what I mean? People don't know the difference at all. And that's the generation we live in today. Sex is just sex. Sex is just orgasm. There's no feelings. You know what I mean? Making love is giving that person your all. Love, commitment, loyalty, commitment. You know, most importantly, commitment. And sharing, caring, commitment. So, yeah, I just wish that we all can go back to, you know, and also treating our bodies right, not putting any old whatever in our bodies. Your body's a temple, so it's good to drink a lot of H2O, a lot of water, and it's good to eat a lot of fruits, apples. You know, I eat these. I eat apples on a regular basis. I drink water on a regular basis. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just because of this generation, how this generation been brainwashed. You know, people are brainwashed because of this society that we live in today. This generation. You know, so I knew. I was asked like, when are you going to do a part two? And this is your generation I live in, and this is the part two, right here. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was going to do it anyway, but I've been asked when I was going to do a part two, and here it is, part two. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of things that I wanted to say on part two, and I'm saying it now. Because everything I'm saying is from the heart, it's the truth, it's the society we live in today, and it's the generation we live in today. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just wish we can go. I wish we as black people can go back and just get along. That's the most important thing, is getting along. It's getting along, and just, I wish we can all have that good vibe again amongst all of us, amongst human beings in general, just all of us in general, just all human beings in general, all human beings, and especially black people. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I would never get the society that we live in today. You know what I mean? But I got love in my heart, but that don't mean that I'm not going to speak on what's real. I'm going to speak on what's real. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who going to talk about me behind my back about the things that I speak or who I am as a person, because it's not going to change who I am. That's not going to stop me from speaking on what's real and what's important. You know what I mean? You know, I've always been this type of guy where I speak on what's real. Even as a youngster, I've always had an old soul. Even as a youngster, I've always had an old soul. I've always spoken on what's real. And because of that, I've always gotten talked about by certain people. But then I got people that's always been behind me 100% and had my back. And has always told me, keep on doing the good work, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing what you do. Keep on liking what you do. Keep on speaking that real shit. Keep on speaking what's real and not what's fake. I can't stand fake people that get mad at you for speaking what's real. And then they say shit on social media about you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had one person say, why do you talk down on certain subjects a lot? Like when it comes to women or whatever. I don't talk down on women. You know what I mean? I may post a video about certain things that somebody is saying that I know. I mean, I may post something on social media that the person that I know is talking about a certain subject, but the thing is, that person is not talking about every woman in the world. It's just certain women that engage in stupid shit. Okay, so you're not gonna sit here and tell me that, you know, that there's not a woman on this planet that don't engage in stupid shit, do stupid shit, and talk stupid shit. You know what I mean? Not all of them, but some of them do. Some of them do. You know what I mean? I didn't experience it. I didn't seen it. I didn't heard stories about it from numerous of people. So, and as soon as I received that message and I didn't speak on it, you know, the person got mad, you know, and booted me off of social media or whatever, which is cool. You know what I mean? That's cool. Deleting me out the group, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But do you think that's going to make me mad by that person doing that? I don't care about that. I'm still going to speak on what's real. How in the hell is that going to make me mad? How's that going to make me mad? And I know why that happened. Because people don't like the damn truth. That's what it is. People in this generation don't like the fucking truth. They don't like the truth, and because of them not liking the truth, they're going to speak on it negatively to that person, either to their face or behind their back. But they know well enough not to speak shit in my face. So I don't give a fuck who it is. I mean, you know darn well not to do that. So but yeah. Um, but it's all right. It's all right because, like I said, in this generation we live in today, people don't like realness. They like fakeness. And if my thing is, like I said, I talk to people. People talk to me. People talk to me about a lot of stuff that goes on with their lives or what's going on out here in the streets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten a lot of stories, about a lot of stuff. So it's funny to me because like I'm speaking at the beginning of this video, like the generation living today when it comes to relationships, I was with a person where she was a little bit older than me, and everything, it's always like that at the beginning of a relationship. Everything's cool, everything's chill, simple, but when it comes to the middle or the relationship, is always something that you don't want to find out that you find out. And the thing is, that's why it's good to always have a sixth sense when it comes to yourself and someone that you're with, or a friend, family member, whatever. It's always good to have a sixth sense when it comes to certain things. It's always good to have a gut feeling right here. It's always good to have a sixth sense up here about people, because if it wasn't for those things right there, if those things wouldn't exist, then a person can get over you and you wouldn't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And she tried to get in cool with my mom, when we broke up, because I guess that was her way of trying to get back good in with me, or get back with me by trying to get good in with my mom. Hey, mom, that's what she used to call my mom. Hey, mom, how about we hang out sometime? You can chill with me, my family, but just don't let Keith know about it or whatever. Or if you do let Keith know about it, I mean, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't standing for that. Like, nah, we ain't good together. You and my mom ain't good together. Don't try to sweet talk my mom, or try to you want my mom to be hanging out with you and your family to try to get back with me. That's not going to work. You did what you did, and because of your wrongdoings, I ended the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but I got female friends. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with having female friends, and they real cool. My female friends are real cool. They real cool. Laid back, down to earth. They ain't fake. They real. They speak their mind. They real about their shit. They don't be on that fake shit. Only be around people that's about the real and not the fake. You know what I mean? I be around people that create good vibes, that have good vibes and not bad vibes. And I can feel it when it comes to a person having bad vibes. I can sense bad vibes when it comes to a person. I can sense it like miles away. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like that. And that's why I don't keep a big circle full of friends. I keep my circle small, content, and simple. You know what I'm saying? Simple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the generation living today. It is. You know what I mean? So the generation living today, people feel like they need to go out to a club to have fun. It's nothing wrong with going out to like a grown-ups place, like where you can just sit down and listen to some nice R&B music, or some jazz, or some good, soft music or whatever, where you just sitting down at a table, having a good conversation with that significant other, You know, drinking on some wine, maybe listening to good music. You know what I mean? I used to love this place called the Blue Wasp. It used to be on the corner of I think 7th and Ray Street a couple years ago. This was years ago. And you walk in, there's tables you can sit at, order something to eat, something to drink, and there'd be a band right there. It'd be a band where they're playing like mostly R&B and jazz music. See, I love a place like that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with dancing either, but I don't do clubs. I don't do clubs. I did that when I was a teen. I don't do that now. This day and age we live in today, this generation we live in today, clubs, you can't have fun. People want to look at you. People want to step on your shoe and make a mistake and do it. Then they want to fight and they want to shoot you. Then they want to argue. Then they want to look at you up and down, get an attitude. That's the generation we live in today when it comes to clubs. And that's why I don't do it no more. You know, I don't want to get shot. I don't want to get stared at up and down and then people want to fight and all that. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that. I'm all about tranquility, you know, harmony, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. You know what I mean? That's why I say the generation living today is beyond messed up. We need to get along. We need to stop fighting. And when it comes to family, we need to call one another, text one another, see how that person's doing. And don't wait until something happens and wish that you were there for that person or you wish you called that person or whatever. Then it'd be too late. Nah, do it now. You know what I mean? And I don't see how a person can take 5 minutes or 10 minutes out of their time to call a person, call a family member, call a friend, whatever. All it takes is 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Because you don't fit inside of their circle of fakeness, greed. You know what I mean? That's what that is, man. If it's not that, then I don't know what it is. You know, tell me what it is. You know what I mean? Because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I got a friend that was telling me the same shit. That motherfuckers don't really call him. For real. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand it, but you know what I mean? But then again, I do understand it. I mean, I do understand it. I do understand it. I understand it. I understand it. I understand it real good. You know what I mean? It's called fakeness. That's what it is. Fakeness. And because, you see, you're real. You're real. Also, ahead of your time. You speak what's real. You know, you're not out there. You know, a person can have a good job all they want. That don't mean shit. What's that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? What does that have to do with you communicating with one of your loved ones or your blood? That's what I don't quite understand. Like, the generation living today, people don't know love anymore. People don't know family anymore. People don't know how to speak anymore. People don't know how to communicate anymore. People don't know how to communicate when it comes to relationships and family and friends. You know, communication is very important. You know what I mean? Communication is very important. You know, people don't want to, hold on. There we go. People don't want to realize that anymore when it comes to love. You know? I don't get it, but I will say this: if we got more love, if it was more love, peace, love, and harmony in this generation we live in today, this would be a better earth. This would be a better planet. This would be a better city. These will be better states, neighborhoods, all of that we live in today. But keep on doing your part on being real. Keep doing your part on being peaceful, all about tranquility. Do your part on being you. Okay? Do your part. Don't worry about the next person. You speak to somebody, they don't speak back, Keep on walking. Say, have a good day. God bless you or whatever. Don't get mad. Get mad for what? That's what they want you to do. They want you to get mad, curse them out, or get an attitude so they get an attitude, and then y'all both be arguing for no reason. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. That's showing you the type of person that person is. That's all that is. And then that person is going to be lonely for the rest of their lives. You know, even if you are in a relationship, whatever, that don't fucking matter. You're still going to be the person that you are. What is that supposed to achieve? What does that mean, though? I mean, if you don't know how to speak, if you don't know how to be real, if you don't know how to be all about love, you know what I mean? If you ain't got love in your heart, if you ain't got God in your heart, then you don't have a heart. You know what I'm saying? You don't. You don't. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've known this for a long time. You know, I sit back and observe people's attitudes. I sit back and observe the generation you live in today. I sit back and observe my people. I sit back and observe people in general when it comes to the generation you live in today. And what I came up with is sad statistics. So sad, man. So sad. So fucking sad. It is. It is. I mean, you know, I can understand that people somebody may be going through something in their lives or whatever. That's understandable. But if you speak to a person and, you know, they can at least say, well, you know, I'm sorry I didn't speak to you, but I'm just going through a little something right now. So sorry for being so rude or whatever. People don't even know how to say that anymore. But if you say something to a person and then you say, excuse me, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't speak. I'm just kind of sad right now, you know. And then maybe you might want to ask the person, it could be a stranger. Well, what's the problem? I mean, I know I don't know you. You're a stranger to me, but I mean, you can talk to me. I mean, hey, I mean, what's wrong? But you ain't gonna get that. You're gonna get, why the fuck you in my business? Or why you talking to me? Why you in my business for? You don't need to know what's going on with me. I mean, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, you know, I know I'm a stranger, but you know, I don't like to see nobody sad. So maybe you can talk to me. If you can't talk to nobody else, you can talk to me. You know, it's just, I don't know. But you know what I do when it comes to the generation we live in? I pray. I pray about certain shit. I pray about the world we live in today. I even pray about my family. You know, I don't know if they're doing the same thing for me. If they is, that's cool. If they're not, then that's my answer right there. I just pray, and I just pray about just us communicating with one another, talking to one another, doing things with one another, not just family reunions. I'm talking about just period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just wish that. I just wish that. You know, when it comes to my mom's side of the family, they all fake. They all fake. You know, I love them, but they all fake to me. And, you know, I don't see no communication happening with that situation right there. So, you know, it's a long story. You know, if I have another documentary, I'll do it. I'll explain why. But this documentary is going to be the generation I live in. Still don't change. It's still the same. So, but yeah, we all need to communicate. Communication is the key. No, communication is the key. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people want to make up excuses. So it's crazy, but yeah, like I said, you know, when it comes to, I think people need to speak more on this is the generation I live in, and I think some people do, but low percentage of people that do speak on what I'm speaking on when it comes to the generation I live in today. You know what I mean? A low percentage of people, and because they don't want to hear that. Certain people don't want to hear about, the society that we live in today. People just want to do what they do, have fun, smoke, crack, do drugs. Now, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. If you want to do that, do you. I don't got a problem with it. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. Um, but if that's something that if that's something that you want to do in general when it comes to, a relationship, whatever, and you don't want to do other things, then that's not going to work. Like I was talking to somebody where all she wanted to talk about was sex. I was like, well, can we have another conversation about something else other than just sex? I don't want to just sit on the phone just talking about sex all the time. You know what I mean? I want to talk about just life. I want to talk about other things, maybe a movie, maybe music, maybe just important things. I mean, we can have a couple laughs on the phone too. I like to laugh. I like to tell jokes and stuff like that. But I don't want to sit on the phone and talk about one subject. One subject. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk about a variety of things when it comes to a conversation. That's me. I like to talk about this subject and then let's jump to the next subject, next subject, next subject. I don't like to talk about just one thing. You know what I mean? That's me. I can talk from now until the next day if I wanted to. I'm a talker. I like to talk. I like to hold a conversation. You know what I mean? Uh, I like holding a conversation. I like to talk. I do. I like to talk. People don't talk anymore when it comes to getting to know one another. When it comes to the opposite sex, like if you meet somebody and you're trying to get to know that person, people don't know how to hold a conversation no more. People is just like want to talk about sex all the time. Want to talk about this, that, drugs, and all that. Like, um, uh, that's how you get to know one another, by holding a conversation about different topics, different subjects. You know what I mean? So it's not just all about one subject that's really non-important. You know what I mean? So, um, no, people want to talk about just spinning rims and all this shit. Like, mm-mm, nah. I remember one woman told me it wouldn't work because I talk too much. You believe that? And that right there was just telling me like she's not used to a guy like me that's real, authentic, and wants to hold a conversation for her to get to know me. I mean, how in the hell are you going to get to know me and my personality and my qualities in life? I mean, how you gonna get to know me if I don't talk, if I don't hold a conversation with you? So that was telling me right there that she's used to these other type of dudes that don't have a life, can't hold a conversation. It's all about getting down to it, getting in, getting out. That's it. Those low life dudes, thugs or whatever, that can't hold a conversation with a woman. So when she met a guy like me, she just, it hit her radar that nah, this ain't the type of guy that I'm used to. So I'm gonna tell him I'm not interested and just go on to the next one, to the next guy that I'm interested in. So so the female friends that I know, they know that I'm a good, authentic type of guy. But you know, you got one that's already in a relationship, but the other ones, they're single, like me. So, but we real cool. We real cool. It's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that. We just real cool. Shit, we may go out sometime. Maybe go have some lunch, whatever, and then, she take care of her business. I'll go take care of mine. But you know what I'm saying? We just, the female friends that I know that are in my contact list and they are my friends, they just real cool. That's it, man. They real. You know what I mean? You know how you just sit down with somebody without thinking about anything sexual or whatever? Y'all can just hold a good conversation, have fun, laugh, joke, and all that. Eat together, talk together, give each other ideas or whatever. Yeah, those are the type of female friends I got. You know what I mean? So those are the type of friends I got. You know what I mean? So we just real cool. We ain't on this bullshit that's going on out there. Like, the shit that you see, man. You want to argue all the time and all kind of shit, you know? I don't get it. I don't get it. No, I will never get it. You know, but like I said, I got more documentaries to come. I mean, lots of them, you know what I'm saying? I got a documentary that I'll be working on real soon called The Counselor. What's the problem? It's going to be about me counseling people on their problems, things they're dealing with when it comes to life or whatever they're dealing with. You know, I'll be counseling them on their problems. And I'll be a counselor when it comes to their problems. You know what I mean? When it comes to whatever they're dealing with, I'm going to be their counselor. So, and that was supposed to have been done a while ago, but due to other projects, you know, I couldn't work on them. So, and then I got a documentary called, excuse me, My Life, which I'll be doing very soon. I got another one called Everyday Life that I want to do probably next year. I was supposed to do it this year, but I'm going to do it next year. I got another one called My Journey to Success. My journey is mostly about just discussing directing, producing, editing, and writing and acting. So I'll be doing that real soon. And then I got another one called Looking at Life Through My Window. That's going to be another one. Just looking at things that I see through my window. I got like a little professional window that I'm looking at life through or whatever. So, and then I got another one called Dysfunctional Family. This family is beyond fucked up or whatever. I'll be working on that probably next year or whatever. So, yeah. I keep on staying doing documentaries and all that, like, you know, and I don't give a fuck who don't like it or whatever. I'm gonna do it because I like to do it, because this is something I like to do. And for everybody out there that wants to do something in life, you do it, achieve it. I don't care if it's directing films, rapping, or acting, or have your own business or whatever. If you want to do it, do it. More power to you. As long as you know that you want to do it and want to achieve it and be successful at it, then do it. Go out there and do it. You know what I mean? And people out there are going to hate you for whatever you do in life. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you have to stop doing it because this person's saying that, you know, you can't do it. And the only reason why they're saying that is because they want to do what you can do. If they can't do it, then they want to hate on you for doing it. And but don't worry about that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I love haters. I love haters. I love haters. I love it. I love it when people say that. I've had people say that to me before in the past. Oh, man, nah, you can't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this. You can't do that. I love it. I love it. And that only gives me more stamina and more power to do what I want to do. And it makes me go even further to what I want to do in life. You know what I mean? And for people out there, if you want to do something, do it. People hating on you, don't get mad at them. Just say, well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I love that. I love it. I love it when you say stuff like that, man. So I'm going to go on and go take care of my business and do what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? So don't worry about the haters out there. Don't worry about, you know, when you're doing what you want to do and people are not giving you feedback, liking what you do, or giving you comments on what you do, or they like what you do. Don't worry about that. All they doing is hating on you. All they doing is being jealous of you and envying you because they want to be the only one that's out there doing something and getting attention because of it. You know, there's nothing wrong with creating a brand and getting your brand out there, but if you're using it to get attention or trying to compete with that person or other people, then, man, get out of here with that. You're not doing it for you. You may be doing it as far as getting paid or having a business, There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it to get attention and trying to thinking that you can get more friends by trying to get attention on social media or saying this and that and doing this and that, you know, you see, when I post my stuff on Facebook or social media or whatever social media that I'm creating my stuff on, I'm not doing it to get attention. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. Because I got friends out there that might want to, that sees my stuff on social media, and they might want to do something of what I'm doing, or they might get an idea of they might get an idea of doing something that I'm doing or saying, or they might want to create a documentary or a short film or whatever. I do that, and I do it because I want to do it. That's the main reason, because I want to do it. Me, myself, and I want to do it because I want to do it. It's my fucking page. I want to do it, and whoever sees it, that's cool. If you want to comment on it, that's cool. If you like it, that's cool. If you give me feedback on it, that's cool. But if you don't, okay, that's cool too. I'm going to keep on striving, and I'm going to keep on doing what I want to do because I want to do it. You know, people think that, you know, like that's supposed to make you mad because you don't like it, or you don't say nothing about it, or you don't get feedback off of it. You know, I don't care about that. I mean, am I supposed to care? Do you think I care? I don't care. You know what I mean? That's not going to make me stop doing what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I love it. You know, I love it. You know what I mean? So, you know, what I do when it comes to my filmmaking, you know, it's like love making. I put passion into it. You know what I mean? Just like you put passion into making love, I put passion into what I do. You know, when it comes to visual effects, when it comes to producing, editing, all that, you know, I do it independently. You know what I mean? I do it independently, and I do other people's documentaries, but some of them don't want me to post some of their stuff on social media or whatever, but some do. Like my cousin, you know, DeAndre. You know, I posted a couple of his documentaries he wanted me to do on social media. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people thinking I'm just posting stuff on there just to be posting it. I posted stuff on there when it comes to some of the stuff that I do, you know, and just to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when it comes to stuff that I do, when it comes to a documentary that I'm doing myself, yeah, I do it just to be doing it. When it comes to something that I'm doing, yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about just real stuff, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I did this documentary because I've been wanting to do it or whatever after the first one, because like I said, I've gotten, you know, people are saying, well, I seen it. Why don't you do it part two? I got some more stuff. This time make it longer. So I decided to not only do it again, but I decided to make it longer. So right now we're going on an hour and 22 minutes and 24 seconds. The longest documentary I ever done was over an hour. So I'm glad I did it. Because I had this and these and I wanted to say part two. And I wanted to make it longer. I'm glad I did it longer.
It was helicopters, ambulance, and everybody. Drug addicted mamas with drama couldn't save a child. We couldn't kick it with karma because she lived me fine. It makes me proud to see a smile on a juvenile. Buck wild and getting live with the ball round. Smoking loud and using weed for the substitution. I guess it's better than violence became the resolution. They want to treat us like we didn't know the Constitution. I guess it's never no peace, so here's the revolution.
I'm all up in the water, eating apples, sounding, rocking.
Sometimes I wanna fly away. This is the life we know. I get on my knees and pray. This is the life we know. Hoping I can find my way. You ain't gotta drink to let the world know you driven by lust, and certain men just wasn't worth it. You struggled enough, running through life with no help. KTDMG, casting over the dawn. Soldier, I see you, homie. Been over like 3,000 years, man, and we still ain't see no changes. Ain't nothing changed. It's kinda crazy though, for real. Driven to a point where I'll be suicidal, selling me dreams all my adolescent years I've been lied to. Searching for knowledge just to carry my truths. Forgive me, Father, I know I'm troublesome now. I'm looking for truth, sleeping in silence, having violent dreams. It's like I'm dying inside, nobody listen to my silent screams. I man up and face the madness, what's going on? Praying for every step, watching out for land thorns. Clearing my throat, this weed smoke got me suffocating, and I've been using this third eye in meditation. I guess we never could be safe if we wearing hoodies. Trayvon gotten murdered just for eating goodies. Facing the war's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. I couldn't picture what we spinning in Obama's head. False prophecies told to the black male. They wonder why we put our faith back in crack sales. Still no changes, ain't nobody got the faith in you. So addicted to lies, nobody telling it, just still no changes.
All I see is misplaced greatness, kings and queens, surrounded by
still no changes, ain't nobody got the faith in you. So addicted to lies, nobody telling it, just still no changes.
All I see is misplaced greatness, kings and queens, surrounded by you consume your body with liquor, thinking that could take the pain away. Smoking like a train, but never stumble from the drink. Dealing with suppressed memories, fighting to come back, never listen to what they're telling ya. Sleep or never rest, baby, you a mess. Past stress, the only reason, season to season, dealing with these deadly demons. Present pain, probably pulling your edge real close. Back and forth with your soul like a holy tug of war. In and out of church, don't know who you're going for. Love lost, lost love, first one broke your heart. Sound like it's time to play your cards right. Only God can get your mind right. I know it ain't right. Ask me how I did it. I tried too many ways to start to heal it. It ain't no winning. Had to get up, complete my mission. My ambition was just a vision. God paid me, y'all pay attention. It might be the last generation to get your mind right.
Nobody got the faith in you. So addicted to lies, nobody telling it, just still no changes.
All I see is misplaced greatness, kings and queens, surrounded by
still no changes. Ain't nobody got the faith in you. So addicted to lies, nobody telling it, just still no changes.
All I see is misplaced greatness, kings and queens, surrounded by
still no changes. Ain't nobody got the faith in you. So addicted to lies, nobody telling it, just still no changes.
All I see is misplaced greatness, kings and queens.